Hello there and welcome to the video. I will just briefly be explaining the ins and outs of ghosts and time trials in Retro Rewind. You can just consider this a guide to ghosts in Retro Rewind essentially. Before we start, it's best to ask the question, what is a ghost? A ghost in Mario Kart Wii is essentially a demo or replay of a time trial, a recording in essence, but it's not a video. It's a file containing controller inputs which are then played back when you view a time trial. Some terminology to know as well is BKT or best known time. It's essentially how we refer to a world record. You can use them interchangeably, as do I. With that out of the way, let's move on to the guide itself. First of all, I will show you Retro Rewind's features for ghosts and how they work. Then I will show you how to find your ghost files in Dolphin, as well as on real Wii hardware, as well as downloading new ghosts to race against. And then finally, I will demonstrate a best known time submission on the Retro Rewind Discord server. I would recommend joining the Retro Rewind Discord server before continuing with this guide, as you must be in there to submit best known times. However, it's also just a great server to be in. You can play with and meet some great people, get notified about news and updates to Retro Rewind, as well as be a valued member of the community. With that being said though, we will begin. So here we are on the Retro Rewind title screen. From here we can just select a save file and then go into single player. I do just want to quickly mention a few things before we look at ghosts. If you go into options, first of all I would recommend enabling the input viewer. This just allows you to see the inputs when viewing a ghost back. This can be helpful for learning new tech and seeing how another player performs a certain skip or glitch. The other thing is inside and outside drift. You can choose a variety of options such as regular, all inside, bike inside or all outside. It's all fairly self-explanatory really. For most people this won't matter, but some world records do use a specific drift style. However, most use the default or all inside, so we will just go back to the menu. From here we can choose 150cc or 200cc time trials, the only difference of course being the speed with 200cc being about 50% faster than 150cc. For this guide I will do 150cc as it's the most popular time trials format. So we reach the character selection screen. You just choose your character and vehicle here to race with. Of course it doesn't matter what you pick if you're only viewing ghosts. Next you can choose between hybrid and manual transmissions. Most people play with manual, but you can choose hybrid for a combination of automatic and manual. Some world records do use it once again, but it's up to you. Manual is a generally good option. From here you're presented all the tracks in the game, including custom tracks and retros, which you can choose from. The game comes with what are known as staff ghosts, which are essentially just ghosts bundled in by the Retro Rewind staff team for you to race against. To my knowledge, all tracks have a staff ghost in 150cc, but in 200cc many tracks are missing staff ghosts. So dependent on that, you may see a notification letting you know there is no ghost to race against. However, you can always create your own times in game. I'll choose a track to run a time trial on. Let's go for GCN Wario Coliseum as I have times for it. So as you can see here, we have a staff ghost. We have a few options for what we can do with this ghost. We can just do a normal race against it. We can also replay it and see it from the player's perspective, or we can do a solo time trial, so no ghost to race against. And also we can do select ghosts. What we can do with this is race against multiple ghosts at once instead of just the one. This can be a good way of getting better times in a situation where, for example, a staff ghost has a slower lap 1 than you, but a better overall time. In essence though, you can just choose multiple ghosts and race them all at once. Just press select ghost under up to 3 ghosts you want to race and then press ghost race. Retro Rewind also keeps every single ghost you record instead of just deleting your previous best time when you beat it, which is just good to know. The fastest time you have is always at the very end of the list here. So with that out of the way, we will now move on to finding ghosts. Just before we begin this section, I need to make it clear that there are a few different ways of doing this depending on whether or not you play on Dolphin or on a physical Wii console. If you're doing this on Dolphin, then skip to the timestamp on screen now. If you're doing this on a physical Wii console, just keep watching. Get your Wii's SD card out and put it into your computer. Open it up in Explorer and go to Retro Rewind 6. Then Ghosts. Now skip to the timestamp shown on screen. This section of the guide should work on macOS and Linux if you follow my instructions correctly. However, of course I am doing it on Windows. To start with, what you want to do is just open up Dolphin. Then from here, you're going to click on File in the corner of the window and Open User folder. From here, you should see a window resembling mine, with all of these folders in it. What you need to do is open the Wii folder, then open Shared 2, then open the Pulsar folder, then open the Retro Rewind 6 folder, and then we're here. Before continuing, however, I recommend making a shortcut to the Ghosts folder that you see right here. This is just so access to it is quick and easy in the future. Now, open the Ghosts folder. From here, you'll see a ton of folders with just completely random numbers and letters. That's actually exactly what we're looking for. The reason these folders are named the way they are is that these are actually the folders containing ghosts for each individual track in the game, named by their IDs. This will make more sense later though. There are two ways to locate ghosts from here, the slow and official way and my faster but not so correct way. For now, I will do it the slow way. Keep your Explorer window open or minimized for all of this, don't close it. So let's say you want to find the ghosts for my 150cc GCN Wario Coliseum run. What we will do is head on over to the Retro Rewind Discord server. So now we're here. The first thing you want to do when you're in the server properly is to go to the BKT Submission channel, which is located underneath RR Time Trials. What you will see when you come in here is a list of threads. You want to click on the one at the very top named Submission Guidelines and FAQ, and then scroll down to the very bottom where you will see a message by Fury labelled folder to track name. Expand the list and find the name of the track that you are looking for. In our case, of course, it's GCN Wario Coliseum, which is right here. Once we've found the track we're looking for, what you want to do is look over onto the right of the track name to equals and in a string of characters. This is the name of the folder you're looking for, so highlight that once you've found it, and copy the string of characters. Now go back to the Ghost folder and go into the search box in your Explorer and paste that string in there. Now open the folder when you see it named exactly what you just pasted in. From here, things do get a bit more complex. If the time you're looking for is a 200cc time, you're going to go into the 200 folder, and of course vice versa for the 150 folder. If the ghost you're looking for was done on a variant of a track instead of the main one, such as Beta Dry Ruins instead of Wii Dry Ruins, then you're going to want to go into the 1 folder and continue following this guide. Tracks with multiple variants will use the same folder name as the original track. Variant courses will be in a subfolder named 1 to contain their 150 and 200 records. An exclusion to this though is that DS Shroomridge and Switch Shroomridge will use the exact same folder for their ghosts. So once you're in the right folder, you will see some RKG files. RKG files are your ghosts. They're named after the time of your ghost, so for example, a ghost time of 1 minute and 57.690 seconds will be named 1M57S690, or a time of 43.524 seconds will be named 0M43S524. This helps you know which one is which. And that's it for finding your ghosts. It's fairly simple and easy when you get used to doing it, but it can be made even easier by doing it my way. What you can do when you're in the Ghosts folder to find a specific ghost that you know the time of is simply type what the name of that ghost file should be. So if I'm looking for my 59.290 time on SNES Choco Island 1, I type 0M59S290 into the Ghost folder, and it's right there. The reason this isn't a perfect solution is because if you had multiple ghosts which have the exact same time but across different tracks, they will all appear here. It's a very uncommon issue in my experience, so I've not run into it, but it is good to know so you don't accidentally get the wrong ghost. So now, to install a ghost is actually very simple. You want to pretty much locate your ghost folder like we've just done. Keep note of whether the ghost you're trying to install is 150cc or 200cc, because you do need to put it in the correct folder. We've got this ghost here that I want to install, so we're going to cut that and now paste it into the corresponding folder. And now, of course, this is done. And so now, if we go into Retro Rewind, the ghost is actually here, and I can just race it as expected. Now lastly, I will show you how to submit a BKT, or best known time, to the Retro Rewind Discord server. A few things to note. Do read the requirements and guidelines in the submission channel, as they are subject to change after this video's creation. For example, a BKT must at minimum have beat the staff ghost, if there is one. With that all being said though, let's continue. First of all, we want to check the best known time for a given track before submission, in case there is a faster time already. The link to the sheet is in the description, but is also here in the Discord for you to view. This sheet pretty much just keeps track of all the best known times recorded in the server. So what we want to do is find the course we're submitting for in the list. There are other categories here, such as karts, shroomless, fast lap, and custom tracks, but this is just for bikes here. So we found Warrior Coliseum, which has a best known time of 2 minutes 38 seconds .997. Let's just pretend we have a faster time than that for the sake of demonstrations. Of course, if your time is slower than the BKT you're submitting, don't submit it. So once it's confirmed we have beaten the best known time, what we are going to do is find the channel in the server for the specific track that we're submitting for. The easiest way to do this, of course, is to just search for it, essentially. From here, what we want to do is drag our RKG file into here, just make sure it is the right one, and now begin filling the information out. The mods ask that you fill it out by engine class, then category, then character, then vehicle, transmission, and then inside or outside. And then from here, you can post your time and wait for it to be approved. You'll know it's been accepted and made the new BKT when your post receives a little tick reaction message from whoever has a little pink crown icon next to their name, as they are the BKT updaters. And that's it, the full guide to Ghost and Time Trials and Retro Rewind. I really hope you found this guide useful. If you did, please let me know in the comments down below. If you believe I've missed anything or have some feedback for me, then please do leave that down below. Should anything change in this guide, I will do my best to update it. Thank you ever so much for watching, and I wish you the best of luck in setting BKTs.